so much pork right there, bro. Look how much there is, bro. Oh my days. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters around the world, wherever you are, whether you're in Serbia, whether you're in Finland, whether you're in Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Salvador, wherever you are in the world, much love to you. But I've been hearing about Latinos being very Muslim now. Like we're one of the largest communities going into Islam. I'll be honest, that took me off guard. Now, for those people who haven't been watching my last few videos, and again, much love to everyone who's been supporting the channel, and everyone's been telling me to react to the whole Latino movement to Islam. But I did not know about this because I just never knew. You know, for those who don't know, I recently reverted to Islam. I'm Hispanic, and one of the things I mentioned in my video was how I'm going to explain this to my Hispanic family. You know, especially the ones who are specifically Spanish speaking, because to them, their perception of Muslims is terrorism, you know, ISIS, all that kind of stuff. And I am going to try to nudge them. You know, I even ordered a Spanish Quran. This one's not in Spanish, this one's in English, but I did order one online. I want to try to slowly, little by little, try to at least nudge them in a way where they can at least be open to Islam. And I want to spread dawah to them. I want to spread dawah to everyone around me. But in the Latino community, we're really not, like, it's hard to find Muslims. And for those who don't know, in Latino communities, if you go to Latin America, there's a lot of Catholicism. And unfortunately, Catholicism has a lot of idolatry in it. So if you ever go to Mexico, Salvador, or any country in Latin America, you're always going to see like pictures of the Virgin Mary, pictures of Jesus, pictures of even God at times. And people will literally worship to these pictures, to these, like if you've ever stepped foot in a Catholic church, and by the way, this is no disrespect to Catholics, I'm just saying what's facts. A lot of times when you go to a Catholic church, there's like statues of like these people from the Bible, you know, and Islam really is never something taught to Hispanics. Like for me growing up, I didn't really know what being Muslim was until I was like 15, 16, around that time. And that was only because the news kept talking about terrorism this, terrorism that. But I recently reverted to Islam, had been reading the Quran, had been just seeing how beautiful the religion of Islam is, and I just had to revert. But now one of the things that I now have a mission is trying to at least nudge people in the right direction around me, or at least get people interested enough to where they at least think about it, consider it, they at least look into it. I think that's the best thing you can do. Obviously, you can't force your beliefs, and you should never do that. Even the Quran and even the Bible both go into saying that you cannot force your religion onto someone. You have to do it in a subtle way. You have to do it in a better way to where you can at least get that person interested in it. Not only that, but it's also difficult to tell someone that, hey, what you believe may have not been the truth all along, you know? And in Hispanic communities, a lot of people, they're born Catholic and they just kind of stay Catholic because that's the only thing they know. You know, if you go to these Latin American countries, or if you go to locations that are very Latin American centric, over here, it's like you see a church everywhere. You see a Catholic church everywhere. There's always this one big church that everyone goes to because that's just how it is. In fact, a lot of people grow up going to Catholic church, or Catholic school. I mean, there's a lot of Hispanics that grow up going to a Catholic school rather than a regular school. You know what I mean? And so Islam's never really taught to you. People don't even comprehend what it is. A lot of people don't know that we believe in the same prophets. You know, a lot of people don't know we believe in one God. A lot of people don't know that. But what I heard is that the Hispanic community has been growing a lot in Islam. And I didn't know about this. And the funniest thing was about that there's the biggest Islamic Spanish center, at least in America. I don't know if it's the whole world, but at least in America, is in Houston. And I live 40 minutes away from Houston. I live pretty close to Houston. And I'm like, what are the chances that, you know, I'm over here talking about how Islam's not really a Hispanic thing, and then all of a sudden, there's this big center in Houston for Spanish Muslims. And I was like, what are the chances? Like, the Quran says God is the best of planners. He definitely is, you know, Allah Akbar, you know. And I found that interesting. And like I showed in the beginning of the video, over here in Hispanic culture, we eat a lot of pork. And the worst part of it all is we don't just eat pork. We eat it in a way where it doesn't look like you're eating it. And that's something that I have to train myself, which I've already been doing that, because before I reverted to Islam, I had been Christian. And in Christianity, I believe the Bible has said this quite a couple of times, but if you go to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7, and then you go to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17, and I believe there's a verse in Deuteronomy, God says that pork is bad. You should not be eating pork. And who am I to argue with the guy who literally created pork? So I'm not going to eat that. So I've trained myself not to eat pork. But in Hispanic households, there's a lot of pork, bro. A lot of pork. Like, it's to a crazy extent. And even if you're not Muslim or Christian or whatever, pork in and of itself is just dirty. I think the risk of cancer rises up if you eat more pork. I believe pigs don't even sweat, so that's concerning. I mean, just looking at it objectively, pigs literally roll around in their own poop. Like, you're telling me you're going to eat an animal who rolls around in his own poop? Right? Like, to me, I don't know, man. There's a reason why people get cancer. It's because, God says, hey, don't eat this, and then you eat it. It's like he's giving you this clear example, but people refuse to listen to it. But in Hispanic culture does not have any dietary laws at all. Like, in Hispanic culture, alcohol is also heavily promoted. In every family reunion, there always is alcohol. Always. And that, I've always hated alcohol. So I think that was the easiest thing about reverting to Islam, was the alcohol part. Never liked the taste of it. I always thought it was overrated. And what I realized also is that no one really likes alcohol. People only drink it so that they can feel drunk. And I always thought that was stupid. It's like, you're telling me you can't have fun on your own? Like, you're telling me you need to drink something that changes your mind to have fun? Like, stop being stupid. All right. I probably shouldn't be. I gotta calm it down with the offensive things. So I am gonna try to relax with that part. That's something else I want to change about myself. I gotta be a better example, because for all I know, maybe there's this person right now watching this video who wants to revert to Islam, and maybe I'm their first Muslim. That's something I also realized, that when I first reverted, one of the pressures I realized was that I'm going to be a lot of people's first Muslim friend, first Muslim family member. I'm going to be a lot. So there's pressure on me, bro. There's pressure on me. But hey, through Allah, everything's possible, all right? It's His strength. He's the one who decides what goes on in the world, and I'm just His servant. I'm just the one that submits to Him, But that's all I got to say to my Hispanic culture. I'm happy that there is Latinos reverting to Islam. I believe that Islam is a beautiful religion. It's been great being Muslim, and I think the most beautiful thing about Islam is there's a lot of self-discipline in it. And I believe that a God, or the God, would want us to be disciplined. He'd say, hey, I need you to be the best of the best. Here's your rules. Here's what you got to do. And you're going to be the best person there can be. Because of Islam, fasting's good for you. I actually, even before I became Muslim, I actually fasted a couple of times. Unfortunately, though, when I wouldn't fast, I would eat bad. So obviously that's why I'm so chubby. That's the nicest way to put it. But no, Ramadan's next month. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. But there's a lot of things about it that I'm still learning along the way. And hopefully soon I'm able to talk to my family, tell them about my journey, tell them about how it feels very peaceful, very fulfilling. And through Allah, He's going to be the one that guides me through it all. We got a great community here on the channel. It means a lot. We also have a Discord server. Link is in the description down below. It's the first one there. I'm trying to create a community here, create like a bond. So for those Muslims out there, you want to talk to your fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, because we've gotten a couple of Muslims in there in the chat already. If you want to be part of a community, just talk amongst yourselves. I got a server. It's called Tundo's Halal server. But yeah, I am happy. Oh, and fun fact, the president of El Salvador, my dad is Salvadorian. I'm half Salvadorian. His name is Nayib Bukele, or Bukele, I don't remember. But he is actually from Arab. I don't know exactly what country, but his family, his ethnicity he's Arabic. And he's the president of El Salvador. I don't believe he's a practicing Muslim. I think he's converted to Catholicism. That's a little fun fact. And the name Dundo comes from El Salvador. Dundo just means stupid in El Salvador. It's just like a little slang, it's just, if a Salvadorian ever calls you dundo, he's just calling you stupid, but almost in a funny way. Don't use this on Mexicans though, because Mexicans have no idea what dundo means. I'm not even joking. Like Spanish differs by country. Like if you go to South America, like if you go to Colombia, their Spanish is slightly different from Puerto Rico Spanish. Puerto Rico Spanish is different from Mexican. I mean, it's all the same, but we have different slang. It's like kind of like in America, where New Yorkers sound different than people from Texas, and people from Texas sound different than people from Cali, but you can all still understand each other. It's just that there's gonna be certain slangs that you don't understand. Like New Yorkers say water instead of water. So that's a little fun fact. So if you ever want to know what dundo means, it just means stupid in El Salvador. I think that the same applies to all of Central America, although to me, I just remember my Salvadorian family saying dundo, and I just kind of applied it to me because it felt close to my origins. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And if you're Latino and you want to become Muslim, bro, hey, just do it, man. There's no regrets in it, bro. There's no regrets in it at all. If you feel like undecided yet, maybe there's still some things that you're missing, I just recommend you find some Muslim YouTubers who can explain things better than me. Because obviously, I'm a beginner, bro. I've only been doing this for 5 days now. So I'm probably not the best person to come to. But all I gotta say is I watched Shaykh Uthman. He's the guy who really got me into Islam. Find One Message Foundation and watch his videos with an open mind. The most important thing, though, is read the Quran with an open mind, because this is the truth. This is where it's all at. Other shites and everything, they're great, but nothing tops the Word of God. But thank you guys for watching. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you'll have a great rest of the day. And depending on what time zone you're in, or I don't know when I'm going to upload this video, don't forget to do your prayers. I did my Fajr already. I'm excited for Duran. I can't pronounce them. But anyways, I'm excited to do my prayers. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next one.